Hey there, welcome to StoryPath English. I'm here to make your English journey fun and easy with stories that stick. Today we're diving into an awesome tale to boost your skills. Ready? Hit that like button if you enjoy it, and subscribe for more adventures every week. Let's get started. Elon Musk was far from an ordinary child. Born on June 28, 1971, in Pretoria, South Africa, he stood out not for boisterous energy or loud charisma, but for a quiet intensity that set him apart. Shy and reserved, Elon preferred the company of his own thoughts to the chatter of others. Yet beneath his calm exterior burned an insatiable curiosity, a mind that worked ceaselessly, piecing together ideas, questions, and possibilities. From an early age, books became his refuge and his fuel. While other children played outside, Elon devoured stories and knowledge with a hunger that seemed boundless. Science fiction captivated him. Tales of space exploration and futuristic world from authors like Isaac Asimov and Robert Heinlein planted seeds in his imagination. But it wasn't just fiction. He pored over encyclopedias, absorbing facts and concepts far beyond his years. By the time he was 10, this self-driven boy had stumbled upon a new frontier: computers. With no formal training, he taught himself to code, wrestling with the clunky machines of the early 1980s until they bent to his will. That determination bore fruit at age 12, when Elon created his first video game, a space-themed adventure called Blaster. It wasn't just a childish experiment. He sold it to a magazine for $500, a small fortune for a preteen in apartheid-era South Africa. That moment hinted at the blend of creativity and entrepreneurial spirit that would define his future. Even then, Elon wasn't content to simply play the game. He wanted to build it, to shape something from nothing. School, however, was a different story. Elon struggled to fit in. His quiet demeanor and oddball interests made him a target for bullies, and the rigid structure of traditional education chafed against his restless mind. He once described being physically attacked by peers, a brutal reminder of his isolation. Yet those hardships didn't break him. They toughened him. Through the taunts and the loneliness, Elon clung to a vision that stretched far beyond the dusty streets of Pretoria. He dreamed of something grander, something cosmic. The stars weren't just points of light to him. They were destinations. Even as a boy, he sensed his path would lead beyond Earth, toward a future he could scarcely articulate but fiercely believed in. At the age of 17, Elon Musk made a bold leap. In 1989, restless and eager to escape the confines of South Africa, he left behind his childhood home in Pretoria and set out for Canada. It wasn't a random choice. His mother, May, had Canadian roots, giving him a pathway to citizenship. But for Elon, Canada was just a stepping stone, a launch pad to the land where he believed his dreams could truly take flight: the United States. After a brief stint working odd jobs, like cleaning out grain silos and cutting logs, he enrolled at Queen's University in Ontario. Yet his sights were already set further south. In 1992, he transferred to the University of Pennsylvania, diving into a dual degree in physics and economics. The Ivy League campus became his proving ground, a place where his intellect could stretch and his ambitions could sharpen. Elon wasn't chasing the typical American dream of wealth or comfort. His vision was grander, more audacious. I want to work on things that will have a big impact on the future of humanity, he once said, a statement that wasn't just youthful bravado, but a guiding star. Money, to him, was a tool, not the goal. He saw a world on the cusp of transformation, and he wanted to be the one to push it forward. 3 arenas called to him: the internet, clean energy, and space exploration. Each held the promise of rewriting humanity's story, and Elon intended to leave his mark on all of them. The internet was just beginning to weave its web across the globe, a digital frontier ripe with possibility. Elon saw it as a way to connect people, share knowledge, and accelerate progress. Clean energy, meanwhile, spoke to a planet in peril. Fossil fuels were choking the earth, and he envisioned a future powered by the sun and innovation. But space exploration? That was personal. Inspired by the science fiction of his youth, he believed humanity's survival depended on becoming a multi-planetary species. Earth was fragile, and the stars offered a backup plan. At Penn, Elon thrived in the rigor of physics, which gave him the tools to understand the universe, and economics, which taught him how to navigate its systems. He graduated in 1997, but instead of settling into a safe career, he headed west to Silicon Valley. There, amid the dot-com boom, his chase truly began. Dreams of code, solar panels, and rockets taking shape in a mind that refused to think small. In the mid-1990s, as the internet began its slow creep into everyday life, Elon Musk spotted an opportunity others overlooked. Fresh out of the University of Pennsylvania and brimming with ambition, he moved to Silicon Valley, the pulsing heart of tech innovation. There, in 1995, at the age of 24, he co-founded his first company, Zip2. Alongside his younger brother, Kimball, Elon set out to drag traditional industries into the digital age. Zip2 was a software company with a simple but revolutionary mission: to help newspapers establish an online presence. It offered digital city guides, maps, and directories, tools that seem basic now but were groundbreaking then. Newspapers, those ink-stained giants of the analog world, were floundering as the internet loomed. Most didn't grasp its potential. Elon did. The early days were grueling. Elon poured everything into Zip2, often coding through the night and sleeping on a couch in the office to save time and money. He and his small team worked out of a cramped space, fueled by pizza and determination. The internet was still a mystery to most businesses. Dial-up modems screeched, and websites were clunky novelties. Convincing skeptical newspaper executives to trust this untested technology was no small feat, but Elon's vision was unrelenting. He saw the internet as a tidal wave about to crash over society, and Zip2 was his way to ride it. His persistence paid off as clients like the New York Times and Chicago Tribune signed on, their online directories powered by Zip2 software. By 1999, the dot-com boom was in full swing, and Elon's gamble proved prescient. CompuServe, a tech company looking to bolster its portfolio, acquired Zip2 for a staggering $307 million in cash and stock. Elon, just 28 years old, walked away with $22 million, his first taste of real wealth. It was a dizzying leap from the boy who'd sold a video game for $500. But more than the money, the sale validated his instincts. He'd taken a nascent idea, wrestled it into reality, and turned it into a win. Zip2 wasn't just a financial triumph. It was proof that Elon could see what others couldn't and build something that mattered. As he pocketed his millions, he didn't rest. The future was calling, bigger risks, bolder ventures, and Elon was already plotting his next move. After the triumph of Zip2, Elon Musk could have coasted on his millions, but complacency wasn't in his DNA. In 1999, with the internet reshaping the world, he launched his next venture, X.com. This wasn't just another tech startup. It was an ambitious bid to revolutionize finance. X.com aimed to be an online bank, a digital platform where people could manage money, transfer funds, and pay bills with a few clicks. At the time, online banking was in its infancy, clunky, untrusted, and unfamiliar to most. Elon saw a future where money moved as fast as information, and he wanted to build the infrastructure to make it happen. The road wasn't smooth. X.com faced fierce competition, including for a rival startup called Confinity, which offered a service for transferring money via email. Rather than slug it out, Elon and Confinity's founders, Peter Thiel and Max Levchin, chose to join forces. In 2000, X.com merged with Confinity, and the combined company shifted focus to its most promising product, a payment system that would eventually become PayPal. The name PayPal stuck, and the platform took off. It was simple, secure, and perfect for the growing world of e-commerce. Whether you were buying a book or selling a gadget on eBay, PayPal made transactions effortless. By 2001, it was handling millions of payments, a lifeline for the dot-com economy. Elon's role in PayPal's rise wasn't without tension. As CEO, he clashed with colleagues over strategy and branding. Some wanted to ditch the X.com name entirely, while he fought to keep it. Eventually, he stepped back from day-to-day leadership, but his early vision had set the stage. In 2002, eBay, the online auction giant, saw PayPal's potential and snapped it up for $1.5 billion in stock. Elon, a major shareholder, pocketed $180 million. At 31, he'd turned another bold idea into a fortune. For most, that kind of windfall would signal retirement. Beaches, yachts, a life of ease. Not for Elon. The $180 million wasn't an endpoint. It was fuel. He'd already begun dreaming bigger than online payments. The internet had been his playground, but now his gaze shifted outward to clean energy, electric cars, and the vastness of space. PayPal was a win in the money game, but Elon was playing for something far greater, a legacy that would echo beyond Earth. Elon Musk's ambitions had always stretched beyond the ordinary, but in 2002, they soared into the stratosphere, literally. After PayPal's sale, he turned his sights to Mars, a planet he believed held the key to humanity's survival. It sounded insane. A tech entrepreneur with no aerospace experience aiming to colonize another world. Yet Elon wasn't deterred by the audacity of it. He founded SpaceX, Space Exploration Technologies Corporation, that year pouring $100 million of his own fortune into the venture. His goal? To slash the cost of space travel and build rockets that could one day ferry humans to the Red Planet. The space industry, dominated by governments and lumbering corporations, laughed. Elon didn't care. SpaceX's early days were a grind. Operating out of a warehouse in El Segundo, California, Elon and a scrappy team of engineers set out to design rockets from scratch. He wanted to disrupt the status quo. Rockets were exorbitantly expensive, often costing hundreds of millions per launch. Elon aimed to make them reusable, driving costs down to a fraction of the norm. But the path was brutal. The first launch, in 2006, ended in failure when the Falcon 1 rocket exploded seconds after liftoff. The second, in 2007, failed too. The third, in 2008, was a gut punch. A payload meant to prove SpaceX's worth disintegrated in flames. Each crash drained millions from Elon's dwindling reserves. By the third failure, he was nearly broke, his PayPal fortune evaporating into smoke and debris. Critics wrote SpaceX off, but Elon refused to fold. With just enough cash for one last shot, the fourth Falcon 1 launch loomed as make or break. On September 28, 2008, the rocket roared into the sky from a remote Pacific island. And this time, it didn't falter. It reached orbit, a historic first for a privately funded spacecraft. Elon wept, the weight of near ruin lifting as his dream clawed back from the brink. NASA took notice. In December 2008, they awarded SpaceX a $1.6 billion contract to resupply the International Space Station. It was a lifeline, a vote of confidence from the world's premier space agency. That contract didn't just save SpaceX, it propelled it. Elon's tears weren't just relief, they were fuel. Mars was still distant, but the stars felt closer. His bet, once mocked as lunacy, was alive and soaring. While SpaceX was battling gravity, Elon Musk was igniting another revolution on the ground. In 2004, he didn't start Tesla Motors from scratch. He joined it, investing $6.3 million of his PayPal windfall into a fledgling electric car company founded by Martin Eberhard and Mark Tarpenning. Elon became chairman and a driving force, steering Tesla toward a vision most dismissed as impractical. Electric cars in the early 2000s were a punchline, clunky golf cart-like contraptions with pitiful range and zero appeal. They're slow, boring, and nobody wants them, skeptics jeered. The auto industry, entrenched in gasoline, saw no threat. Elon saw something else. A future where cars could be fast, sleek, and fossil fuel-free. Elon didn't just want to build electric vehicles. He wanted to redefine them. Tesla's first car, the Roadster, debuted in 2008 after years of grueling development. It wasn't a compromise, it was a statement. Built on a Lotus chassis, the Roadster was a two-seater sports car that could rocket from 0 to 60 miles per hour in under 4 seconds, hit a top speed over 130 miles per hour, and run 245 miles on a single charge. Fully electric, it shattered the stereotype of sluggish EVs. Critics were stunned. Car enthusiasts were hooked. Priced at $109,000, it wasn't mass market, but that wasn't the point. The Roadster proved electric could be cool, and it funded what came next. Tesla nearly died in those early years. The 2008 financial crisis hit hard, and production woes bled cash. Elon poured in more of his own money, teetering on personal bankruptcy as SpaceX faltered simultaneously. But he pushed through, taking over as CEO in 2008. The Model S followed in 2012, a luxurious, long-range sedan that won accolades and buyers. Then came the Model X SUV and the affordable Model 3, each iteration refining the tech. Better batteries, autopilot features, and a charging network that made EVs practical. Tesla didn't just survive, it thrived. By the 2020s, Tesla's valuation soared past traditional giants like Toyota and Ford, hitting over $1 trillion at its peak. It wasn't just a car company, it was a tech juggernaut blending software, energy, and automotive innovation. People had laughed at Elon's electric dream. Now, Tesla's sleek, silent machines ruled the road, proving the future wasn't gas-powered, it was charged. Elon Musk's mind never rested. While SpaceX and Tesla consumed headlines, he spun off new ventures, each as audacious as the last. His appetite for solving big problems, energy, traffic, human limitation, drove him to plant seeds in uncharted soil. 3 companies emerged from this relentless vision: Solar City, The Boring Company, and Neuralink. To outsiders, they sounded like science fiction fever dreams. To Elon, they were pieces of a puzzle to secure humanity's future. First came Solar City, co-founded in 2006 with his cousins Peter and Lyndon Rive. Elon didn't just want to dabble in clean energy, he wanted to mainstream it. Solar City aimed to make solar power affordable, installing panels on homes and businesses across the U.S. The idea was simple: harness the sun to wean the world off fossil fuels. Critics scoffed. Solar was pricey, unreliable, a niche for hippies. But Elon saw a tipping point. By 2016, Tesla acquired Solar City for $2.6 billion, folding it into his empire to pair solar energy with Tesla's batteries. It wasn't smooth. Lawsuits and debt piled up, but solar roofs and power walls hinted at his long game, a world running on sunlight. Then, in 2016, came the Boring Company. Traffic in cities like Los Angeles infuriated Elon, who once tweeted the idea mid-rant. Why not dig tunnels beneath urban sprawl to zip cars or even Hyperloop pods underground? The name was a pun, but the mission was serious: reinvent transportation infrastructure. Skeptics rolled their eyes. Tunneling was slow, costly, a logistical nightmare. Undeterred, Elon started digging. A test tunnel in Hawthorne, California, opened in 2018, and a Las Vegas loop followed, ferrying convention-goers and Teslas. Progress was halting, but Elon believed tunnels could unclog humanity's arteries. Finally, Neuralink, launched in 2016, pushed the boundaries furthest. Elon envisioned merging human brains with artificial intelligence via neural implants. The goal? Amplify cognition, treat disorders, and keep pace with AI's rise. It sounded like a cyberpunk novel, implanting chips in skulls, and drew gasps of disbelief. Yet by 2021, Neuralink showed a monkey playing Pong with its mind. Risks loomed, from ethics to execution, but Elon pressed on, dreaming of a symbiotic future. Each venture faced ridicule. Crazy, impossible, why bother? But Elon believed. Where others saw dead ends, he saw beginnings. These weren't side hustles. They were bets on a world transformed. And he wasn't done betting. Elon Musk's empire, spanning rockets, electric cars, solar panels, and brain implants, didn't rise by accident. It's a saga of grit, vision, and defiance. Forged from a boyhood in South Africa to a global force reshaping the future. So how did he do it? The lessons from his journey reveal a blueprint not just of success, but of relentless belief in what's possible. First, Elon trusted himself. From coding Blaster at 12 to betting his fortune on SpaceX, he leaned on his own instincts, even when others doubted. Experts said rockets were for governments, electric cars were a fad, tunnels were impractical. He ignored them. Self-belief wasn't arrogance, it was clarity. He saw paths where others saw walls. Second, he embraced massive risks. Elon didn't play it safe. He sank $100 million into SpaceX, nearly went broke after its early failures, and poured millions more into Tesla during the 2008 crisis. Most would have cashed out after PayPal's $180 million windfall. Elon doubled down, staking everything on dreams others called crazy. Risk wasn't reckless. It was calculated, a wager on his vision. Third, failure didn't stop him. SpaceX's first 3 rockets crashed. Tesla teetered on bankruptcy. Each stumble hurt, but Elon treated setbacks as data, not defeat. After the 4th Falcon 1 succeeded, he wept, not just from relief, but from the resolve that carried him there. He failed, adjusted, and tried again, proving resilience outlasts luck. Fourth, he obsessed over the future. Elon didn't chase trends. He anticipated them. The internet with Zip2, online payments with PayPal, clean energy with Tesla and SolarCity, space with SpaceX, even AI with Neuralink, all tackle humanity's next steps. He thought in decades, not quarters, asking, what will matter in 50 years? Then he built it. Finally, he outworked everyone. Elon coded all night at Zip2, slept on factory floors at Tesla, micromanaged SpaceX launches. His work ethic was ferocious. 80 to 100-hour weeks weren't rare. Work harder than anyone else wasn't a slogan. It was his edge. Elon once said, when something is important enough, you do it even if the odds are not in your favor. That's his story, a shy kid from Pretoria who dreamed of stars, defied gravity, literal and figurative, and reached them. His empire isn't just companies. It's a testament to what belief, risk, and sweat can achieve. That's it for today's story on StoryPath English. Keep pushing your English forward. Here's a tip. Practice speaking out loud for just 5 minutes a day to skyrocket your fluency. Love this? Give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more, and I'll see you next time. Keep learning. You've got this.